happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. I think it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. There's battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. Time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. I think it's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Just bust the move. For the heat, 1,000 people in the street, singing songs and a carrying sign. Mostly say hooray for our side. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. I think it's time we stop.
I don't know about stop. I think it's time to start. Here's the fossils, ladies and gentlemen, in all their glory. We are joined by Jambo Comics, Gratu Orloff, Eric Breen, Meyer Greenblatt, Metarog, and of course Paulo playing himself as always. And we are joined by a great crowd in the audience. First off, we have Recess. Nice to see you. All fossils are key. I think so. All books are key. There's Black Box Silver and Bronze. Hello there.
Hey, Joe.
Michael Taylor. Maranya. Yeah, they're singing on key tonight. Lead Paint. The Jackson Roy Kirk, except no substitutes.
Mm-hmm.
Fireball. Always good to see Fireball. Here's Easy Comic Reader. Taking things real easy tonight. Time for some righteous chair dancing. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Thank you, Jackson. I can't take credit for a lot of that. Fireball. So all the friends of the old fossils out there. I thought it was a nifty little tune. I'll give it that. So
great tune.
Hopefully everybody's doing okay. I am heavily medicated, as all fossils must be at some point in their life. But we shall traverse and get through this evening. So we're going to start with Metarog, who may have to duck out here pretty soon.
Yeah.
And so without further ado, take it away, Roger.
Yeah, I do have to go. I'm supposed to be working right now, but I wanted to slip in here and say hi to everybody in the chat and the fossils, and of course Micah. You probably have seen a lot of these before. I haven't had time to prepare today, but I know you like the Dells and the gold keys, so I figured I'd show these in honor of you, Micah. Here we got Air War Stories. That nice. Kamikaze pilot taking one in the chest, and that other one crashing into that carrier in the back. And then we have the ostensibly the worst comic ever, Neutro, the most outstanding superhero of all because he can't tell right from wrong.
He's kind of neutral.
Yeah, kind of neutral, right? And then everybody remembers this show with the lovely Elizabeth Montgomery, Bewitched.
Nice.
And Ben Casey.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that. Full face cover. This was Micah's kind of moniker when he was younger, or maybe even right now. Brain Boy.
Really?
Rumors get around the internet so wildly, you know.
Can't imagine.
Here we have the superhero version of Dracula.
Yes.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that belt. Mm-hmm. Yeah, bat belt.
Tony Tallarico or
Tony Tallarico, you got it, 100%. And there's Kona, Monarch of Monster Isle. I don't know how many are in the running for that title, but Kona is. Here's a lovely Frogman with some Toth art, I do believe, in here. And we have Tales of the Green Beret. Unfortunately, that Jeep landed on ran over a landmine, but they will survive and persevere. Our men of the military are the best. Some ghost stories.
Nice.
Like a Moby Dickish kind of huge sperm whale there. And then Kona makes a reappearance, but this time with a Triceratops.
Wow.
Monsters on a rampage. And I know you love this title, Micah.
Yeah.
Lassie.
Yeah. Very cute.
And this one with the rescue bag. Yes.
He's stealing the drugs.
One of Dell's very few original superheroes, Nuclear. Here's number 1. And I think this is number 4. I got to find 2 and 3. The Frogman is decent. Yes, I agree. And of course, I know you like your funny books, Micah. So here's some new funnies. Walter Lance's new funnies.
Excellent.
The Woody Woodpecker, Panda, and the Rabbit. And here we have some, I think Walt Kelly, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Ducks here. You got the Donald and the nephews.
Mm-hmm.
And here you have a little bit of
Daffy.
A little bit of floating Daffy. And lastly, last 2, we have the Underwater City. I do not remember this movie or show or whatever this is, if there was one, by the way.
No.
But the comic is pretty good. But I do remember this show, one of my very favorite science fiction show, The Outer Limits. Do not adjust that dial. And that's it for me for tonight.
Okay.
Good stuff, buddy.
Fantastic, Roger.
Wikipedia
And
says
I will
that
bid everybody adieu. I will have you on in the background while I do my actuarial work.
All right.
All right, gentlemen. Have a good
Good to
evening.
see you, Roger.
God bless you all.
See you, Roger.
Take care, Roger.
In the meantime, Wikipedia says that The Underwater City is a 1962 American science fiction film in Eastman color about overcoming engineering obstacles for establishing an underwater living environment. Sounds riveting.
Yeah, we've been hard at work on that for decades.
Get it? Riveting? Rivets?
Yeah. Well, Roger was on. I crashed, and so I'm back. And hopefully it'll be seamless and no one will notice. So I'm just letting Jambo know, bless his heart, to be on standby. So speaking of Jambo, we can go to him.
Okay.
Another dog.
All right. I got a few books I picked up this week. Nice FF. Somebody, I don't know who the cover artist is there.
Whoever it is, he should have been. Oh wait, he was.
And this was another movie. You know, this is a good sci-fi movie I liked when I was a kid. I watched it a few times. Logan's Run. And
everybody report to Carousel. Report to
yeah,
Carousel.
right.
Yeah.
Got another one there, but that doesn't really look like Farrah in the book. It doesn't look like Farrah Fawcett.
Mm-hmm.
But still cool nonetheless.
When that issue came out, was Charlie's Angels on the air at that point? It might
Probably so. 30
I
cent.
think it might have been.
Yeah. 30 cent cover.
Yeah, I think Charlie's Angels started in '76.
Yeah, and that's a
Yeah.
77. That so that
77,
that's a 7. That movie came out summer of 76. So
I forgot they went up to 30 cents in September of 76, so that's possible.
a nice Billy the Kid, Tom Gill cover.
How about that?
Well, so, and I got some stuff from Kevin. I don't know if Kevin's in our
Jackson,
chat or not.
You're a few years overdue. Hey, look at there.
You had the whole gang there. Roy and Gene and Dale. And even Randolph Scott at the bottom there.
Randolph Scott.
Not Randolph Scott.
Randolph Scott. Yeah.
remember the Statler Brothers song, "Whatever Happened to Randolph Scott"?
Some
No, I don't.
No,
Fred Harmon, Red Rider. And you guys have to forgive me, I didn't write the issue number on these.
That's a
I
beautiful
don't forgive you.
I love that early stuff. Yeah, look at this. See how good this guy was? Fred Harmon. Neat. That's a beautiful piece right there. Great book.
Oh, well. Yeah, that's cool.
There's number 11, Dale Evans.
Wow.
These are great, man. I love this stuff.
Stuck the board in the center of this one to kind of help the spine out.
Okay.
So you can still see the back cover there.
Nice.
Get some nice photographs if you want.
Have you had good success with that? Maybe I should try that.
It works sometimes. Yeah, you have to apply a little pressure and stuff to it and stick it in there pretty tight. It'll help straighten it out some. It won't be perfect, but yeah, if you don't want to throw it in a press and do all that stuff to it, it's a quick fix. So another one of this is number 13. Dale and what was his horse's name? Buttercup?
Probably. Yeah, that sounds right.
Number 5, I think.
It was smart to put the horse on there so a boy might pick it up as well.
Right. Using psychology. There's some Western comics with the Wyoming Kid.
Wow.
Trying to save the girl. The Indians are not helping much there.
No.
Even took his hat off. Look at that. It's close.
We're being corrected here, Jambo. Buttermilk is the name.
Buttermilk. Okay, not Buttercup. We were close.
We have really good fans out there. We appreciate you.
It was a bondage cover.
Yeah.
All right. One more Red Rider.
Wow.
If they rope a calf, does that count as a bondage cover?
Yes.
For the calf, it does.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Jambo. I will go ahead while my internet's still hanging in there. Was able to get a few things from Gotham City Comics in Mesa, Arizona.
Nice.
He's pulled all these flowers behind him, and he's written a note to Petunia. So Bugs had a thing for Petunia. That's Porky's girl.
In the comics, yeah, he seems to always be going after this pig. That's not it's something out of the cartoons. It's weird.
Here's a 4-color number 256.
Interspecies relationships there.
Yeah, what would the children look like? To be like Nephilim or something.
That'd be Harry Bacon, that's for sure. There's a Trick or Treat Donald Duck.
Wonderful. That's great.
The Crocodile Collector.
I love the shading, the underbelly. How long did it take to get the shipment this time? How many days?
Well, about 3 or 4 days. Of course, my payment was a little slow, but here's an interesting concept: putting in boiling water into kind of an inner tube.
Huh.
Serves as a hot water bottle. Here's a 4-color 233. The Sleepwalking Sleuth.
These are great, Micah. I love all of this stuff.
And if I ever do a sports theme again.
Yeah.
Why is a witch? I don't get it.
I'll have to read it.
Okay.
I'll have to read it. But and when you read scary stories, you got to be careful. You can see things that really startle you.
Man, does anyone know the artist on any of these books, or is that too advanced for us? That's a brilliant cover.
I need to check into that. Here, Cicero is helping Bugs to plant his garden.
The way Porky Pig looks like he did in the opening credits of that Porky Pig and Friends show in the 60s.
Now, this one is a subtle gag. See, they're both eating hamburgers, but Porky is really pigging out. And you can see his bar stool is caving in. What a gag. All right, with that, Paulo might send over some files here. We'll see if I missed anything. Red Rider. All right, there it is. Hello.
Okay, and we're going for some more French. Yeah, some more French Marvels. This is Spidey. It was also published by Lug, but unlike the other regular titles, it didn't have painted covers. Still, the covers were made in France. This title was more to showcase the Spidey super stories, at least in the early issues, plus a few Silver Age stories from the Fantastic Four, and eventually also the X-Men. So I'm going to show the first 30 issues. All the covers are new. They have nothing. They have Spidey super stories inside, but the covers are related to the story, but were made by most likely an Italian artist. Given that the French superhero Photonic later becomes a backup feature, most likely they were drawn by Ciro Tota.
They look like rock bands on the left side there.
Yeah.
Here's issue number 2. And who is that on the inset, Breen?
That is I, Mysterio, and I am ready to monologue.
Yes. In French, you'd have to monologue in French.
Hey, I've done all 3 of those, actually. I've done all those floating heads at one time or another.
Here's a nice Green Goblin cover. Doesn't look very menacing.
But that's a great cover with Dr. Doom on it. Man.
Yeah. Also notice that Dr. Doom in French was called Fatalis.
Okay.
I do like that translation. Issue number 4 with Iceman.
Hey.
And issue number 5, introducing Shana, the She-Devil.
All right.
Issue number 6, Silver Surfer on the cover. Also the Kingpin. Also notice that they started showcasing the Human Torch as a stand-in for the Fantastic Four. I don't know why they chose the Torch. You think the Thing would call out more attention?
These are color on the inside, huh, Paulo? These are colored?
Yeah, it's color. At this stage, even at this stage, Lug was publishing everything in color, even though they were still digest size.
Is that supposed to be Tigra?
That's what I was
That
wondering.
is supposed to be Tigra. Yeah, so not a very good rendition. And even Craven looks too friendly. More Green Goblin?
It's not a good hair day for Sue there.
Yeah.
Who's-
Also,
who's-
Sue is called Jane.
Yeah,
No, Reed and Sue Richards were called Red and Jane Richards in the French comics.
Is there no equivalent of Sue in French?
I think it's. I'm not sure. But they must have had a reason to change it. It may be something offensive. Otherwise, they would just go with Suzanne. So,
That pumpkin looks like it might be nuclear. That's a big one, man.
yeah. Also, they make it a big deal that this comic also has stickers.
Oh,
No.
Wow, stickers! Yeah, I gotta get me some stickers from my comics.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
But it was not out of the ordinary for comics to have that type of gifts, cards, stickers, keychains. Issue number 9. By this stage, the comic had gone from quarterly to monthly. We have another appearance by Mysterio, who is perplexed at being on the inset.
Question in my
Issue
mind.
number 10, more Impossible Man, more Doctor Doom. Issue number 11. This is not one of the best covers, but they did try to make them interesting, yeah. Like this one with Miss Marvel. And who else is on the cover? Breen?
It is I, the Mole Man.
Yes. If you're wondering why Brainy is making these voices, you will have to tune into the Geeky Puppet Show, where Eric Breen, the puppets, and trusty sidekick and Marania, and sometimes our very own Graphic Man and Rod also do very interesting and original readings of Silver Age and Bronze Age comics.
Hey, you left out Grandpa Strangelove.
Yes, he's also doing some voices now.
My cousin is a dermatologist. I could never convince him to brand himself as the Mole Man. He just wasn't.
Paulo,
Now,
could you translate what Reed is saying in that White House picture?
Mr. President, the White House, it's being abducted. No shit, Sherlock. You're a genius.
That is a really cool image.
Hey, he's not the smartest guy in the world for nothing, you know.
Meyer, what if you'd been a dentist?
Ancient of the Shield. I like this one. This elephant looks great. And drawing an elephant is not easy. And who is that? Who is the Hulk?
yeah.
When is the Hulk? Why is the Hulk? Why is the Hulk doing that? Let the telephone go away.
I
He got
bet that
a bad
one's
rate
in
on his long
color.
distance.
More Mole Man and Captain America and the Night Glider, that also awesome villain.
Wow.
White Tiger,
Yeah.
and now showcasing that the X-Men are becoming regular backup feature.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so their names, Le Cyclope,
It's
Angel.
very, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool how DC looking it is on the left side with the floating heads.
Yeah. Yeah, Marvel Girl was called, the French called her Strange Girl at the time. The Beast is correct, Le Fauve. And Iceman was always called Iceberg. Iceberg.
Iceberg.
I think I went out with her one time. Strange girl.
Yeah.
Strange girl.
Yeah.
I was going to say that's what the voice
What-
of my name called my.
What
babysitter.
what does JEUX mean?
Games. Je. So it has little games for the kids to do inside.
Okay.
So if you buy any of these magazines, you're very likely to open them and see that the games have already been written on. More X-Men, also a very perplexed mad thinker.
There's a similar cover on Spidey Super Stories,
Yeah.
but so they reworked it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but by this time they're starting to run out of Spidey Super Stories because they were trying. That's why they started having both the X-Men and Fantastic Four as backup features. Full cover here.
Wow.
Well, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
These covers are great, man. They're really cool.
And another one. Magneto.
The thing
thing
looks
says-
drunk on the cover there, though.
It's like his unibrows
No,
falling.
it's like off a little bit. They're off a little bit, like they are in Mexican comics. They're off.
Oh, look at him there.
Yeah.
Look at him there.
Yeah, he looks
Like-
happy. Namor does not look happy.
No.
Yeah, the Submariner looks like my father used to when he was in the army. That haircut.
Issue number 22, and now the French superhero Photonic becomes a regular backup feature.
Oh boy.
And those other two, Tom Pouce and Dr. Ziegel, are his sidekicks.
Wow.
Yeah, there's one of these comics here, one of these issues here around here doesn't even have a Spider-Man story inside. Maybe this one. No, it's this one. This one doesn't have a Spider-Man story inside.
It says it does at the top.
Yeah, but since they didn't do it insert, I know there wasn't one. There was one because I was checking it on BDTech. They had a list, but I think it's the. I'm pretty sure it's this one, but I can check later if I need to.
Yeah, it's not like we'll ever see these in real life.
Yeah, Photonic on the cover. The thing is, Photonic looks real serious as a superhero, but then his sidekicks are really cartoonish.
He reminds me of the Badger. Remember the Badger?
Yeah, with the hair. Also, the Photonic's origin. He is a little kid who gets transformed into a superhero by some mist from outer space, and those spikes on his chin, they're not a mask. He actually gets like that when he gets turned into a superhero. Kazar.
Oh, X-Men number 10.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. I love the colors. That's great. The red and the white, and then the way the beast crosses over next to where the heads are. It's great.
Mm-hmm. And the artist really kept the Kirby look. Even it.
Yeah.
Photonic must feel really great being in here with all these real superheroes.
Yeah. Because there was a new line of they tried to create a new line of superheroes around 1977, and they all appeared in a different Luke title called Mustang, which had been a Western title until then. And after a couple of years, it went back to being a Western title, but they still wanted to use the superheroes, and they distributed them across their titles. And Marvel didn't really care if they had other non-Marvel properties in the foreign comics.
As long as the check cleared, right?
Exactly. Issue number 28. But Photonic must have been popular enough, say, if they were showcasing him on a cover.
Yeah, for sure.
There goes another one, issue number 29.
Yeah.
The Juggernaut, Le Fléau. Yeah, it doesn't sound as menacing in French. And Spider-Man in Outer Space.
Wow.
Issue number 30. And that's it for now. The title did last for a while. It went all the way to the 1990s. Of course, by then they would be running regular Spider-Man stories.
It's good stuff, Paulo.
Mm.
Early, while Paula was doing that, I crashed, and so it just appeared as an image where I wasn't moving. So, but fortunately, it'll just be seamless interruptions like that. No one will notice. So, Kratu, how you doing? We might run to you real quick.
All right. I was going through because this new facsimile of the first Doom Patrol. I wanted to put it with my Doom Patrol books, and just realizing how much smaller it is than
oh wow,
a real comic. This is a real 82.
Wow.
I mean, I guess does it have a spine roll a little bit? Maybe. Let's try this one. Yeah, it's pretty significantly smaller. Maybe this being 84.
Yeah, those are good sized books.
Yeah, these were. I had this friend in the when did they start doing the art school Doom Patrol? Was that the late 80s, probably?
Yeah.
Okay, so this friend of mine, we would go to the comic stores together, and I'd say, you need to get these Doom Patrols. And he says, no, I like these ones. And he wouldn't listen to me because these were affordable then when they started. I'm not necessarily knocking those Doom Patrols, but I just tell him, these are a lot cooler, I think. But, just.
Oh, yeah. It's a nice one.
We started watching the Doom Patrol TV series, and
wow, look at that.
Got to the second season, and we kind of just forgot about it. There were things that, they put in some really perverse stuff. The second, maybe it was the third season, we had a visitor over, and it's like, oh, this is a good show. We put it on, and it was like this horribly, I don't even want to mention what was going on, and it was horrible. And it's like, oh, I'm not sure I want to watch this. It's like, this is a comic book show. But anyway, whatever. There's a great Detective Comics cover.
Oh, that's awesome.
Man, nice.
Very cool.
That is cool. You talk about a wall of books that detective should have been on there.
Oh, wow.
I got this really cheap at Lone Star Comics a long time ago. Let's see if they wrote the condition on it. Usually they would write the condition. It would usually be inside the DC. They would write DG or something in pencil. It doesn't look like they did. I always like this cover because it's you're trying to picture how this guy that's shooting here. It's like, how does he fit in the building exactly? Anyway, it's cool. Yeah, that's why I pulled this box out, mainly to put that facsimile in there. Let's see what else is in this box. DC Special. I don't have a complete run of this, but that's number 2. I've shown these before because I remember it was probably Eric was saying what's in the ones that I'm missing. This is number 3.
That's a good one, yeah.
Great cover.
And then I guess I don't have, why is this even in here? Well, I don't know. I've got other DC specials, but I think they're in the other boxes. Because this is the earliest Detective Comics I have. This is number
Yeah, it's a nice one.
271.
In nice shape too.
This one belonged to Betty. This was, and someone, is that distribute or is that store marks, or was someone doing their homework on it? It's like,
is it crayon or grease pen?
That looks like grease pencil. Is that removable?
Yeah, you can get that off, but it's probably a store mark then.
That's what I'm thinking. Oh well, this is a neat one. Anyway, it's not.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
There's somebody, I was watching somebody on YouTube talking about how Batman was just horrible during the Silver Age because he wasn't the dark knight of the 1930s, or, you know, everyone thinks that he was this dark, like for the first 10 years, maybe for the first few issues, but as soon as Robin came along in 1940, it was pretty much like that for a couple of decades. I'll dig out some more stuff. I probably went too long.
Oh, good stuff. I crashed.
What happened, Mike? I missed it when you said you're medicated. Did you get hurt or something?
I have an infection. So.
Oh, okay. I thought I missed out.
I'm gonna talk about it at the end of the show, and of course my internet will probably log off, and because it's been crashing. It's crashed while you were on, so
yeah, I'll do it.
All right, let's see. Meyer Greenblatt. By the way, Paulo, do you need to slip out? Are you doing okay? Or?
I can still stay for a few more minutes.
All right, we'll go to Meyer.
Hey guys, let's take a look at this Super 7 reaction figure of General Ursus, right?
Nice.
Oh, wow.
So these are really cool. This is the first one of these that I got. When you're buying these figures, this is a 3 3/4 inch figure with only 5 points of articulation, like the old original Star Wars figures, same size. What you're really, for me, I feel like what I'm paying for mostly is the art on the packaging. Because this has to look really cool, right?
Yeah.
And so it does. And on the back here, you see the cross cell here. You've got the other figures that are in the line.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
That Nova is pretty much what the Vampirella model kit looked like.
Yeah, you're right.
From Aurora.
This is
look at that.
45. Shazam, the Mighty Dr. Illusion. I like how on the back, look at the big power record. Spock is down here.
That is cool.
Here's another 45. It's the Mexican hat dance from Pepe.
Oh,
this is a movie with Contemplast. We were just talking about him, right? Weren't we just talking about this actor?
Yeah.
Cricket Records, 29 cents. Here's a Masters of the Universe kids book, right? It's like, you know, you could find this at a garage sale or just like on the street here, right? Which is, I think, probably where I found this, or somebody gave it to me. The art in here is actually really good because working for maybe, I guess this is Mattel at this point and Masters of the Universe, they've hired a bunch of really talented Spanish artists. This has got this Luis Eduardo Barredo did the art in here, and it's all actually really quite good.
That cover almost looked like an Earl Norm.
I think it is.
It does. I think it is an Earl Norm. I think that's
Yeah, he
why.
did a lot of the box art.
Yeah, I think that's why I kept it. He did do a lot of the box art.
That is pretty awesome. Yeah.
These are cool.
They went straight to the Savage Sword guy to get the art.
Yeah, and interiors aren't bad either. It's kind of
No.
cool. So I'm always looking for these. This is something interesting that Paulo might have seen before. This is from Italy, and it's this Marvel cover like portfolio collection.
Oh yeah, I think I have a Spanish edition for the Fantastic Four, similar to that one.
So the back is all Italian back here, and
Yeah.
then in here it's cover reprints on a nice heavy stock of all of this Walt Simonson Thor stuff.
Oh,
Very glossy, heavy stock. That's what the whole thing is. I guess there's about 6 of them in here.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
These were really great when these came out. I was in high school working at a comic shop, and I was like, everybody was waiting for these.
Yeah, you could fill in your own barcode there too if you wanted.
Yeah, you could make it a sketch cover. You could draw it.
Yeah. Simonson had a great run on Thor there.
Yeah, it was great. This was a big book. I mean, at the shop, and like, what is this? 1983. 1983. Yeah.
There you go.
So that was it. That was the year I graduated high school. So here's I think this is the first Vampirella that I ever bought. This is 76, and I want to say I'm 11 right when I buy this, when I discover this, right? Now, inside of here, for obvious reasons, but inside of here, I discover my first time I see Richard Corbin, and it's this story called Bowser, right? I think I've even told you guys about this before. It's about like this kid that has this monster living in his basement. He like feeds the Avon lady to it, and it's really similar to a Twilight Zone episode, right, Gratu?
yeah, that's a great introduction to Corbin.
It's so good. Look at here's where he grabs this. Here's where the monster's name is Bowser. Here's where he grabs the Avon lady. Look. Really good.
Is that the one your mom picked up and was kind of raised her eyebrow about?
It might have been it was this one or the other one that I showed the other day, but I think this one came before that one. So she might have seen this and she was like, "What is that?" She like gave me a side and she goes, "What is that you're looking at?" And I just opened it up, and leafed through it, and I said, "Oh, it's just a comic book, Mom." And she just saw this, and she's like, "Oh, it is just a comic book." And she really didn't pick it.
You're pretty crafty.
She was really busy, you know what I mean? She's busy, and by the time like I'm 11 or 12, you guys remember what time it is? Like 1970 something. Kids are just free range. She's like, yeah, by the time you're 8 or something, or you know what I mean, you're just on your own most of the time. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
This is a really nice issue of Famous Monsters. It's still in really great condition. Look at this back cover with the combination that they did here. Isn't that cool? And then at the bottom you have the Apes Council down here. Well, the gorillas. That's just the gorillas. That's the gorilla sanction, or whatever you want to call them, right? The enclave of gorillas.
I love the cover, but I always thought it was odd that they used Captain Marvel, and I thought maybe it's because maybe Ackerman thought, well, Shazam's on Saturday morning TV, but it's like he's not a monster, but it's a brilliant cover.
Yeah, I agree. It was unusual, but it stood out to me enough for me to buy it. And I wasn't a regular Famous Monsters buyer. As you can see, I mostly bought creepy. This is what I'm buying the most. I couldn't afford to buy every single title every month, so I was buying more of these than anything else when it came to these games. And this was a reused cover, right? Right, Ratu? They used this on the other
Blazing Combat.
Blazing Combat, but yeah, it's a great cover.
On the back cover, you got an ad for the Rook, which was an interesting magazine that I never read. I might have read ones that my cousin had, and I just never bought one. I don't think I have any in my whole collection.
It's worth it. It's great.
Here's a great creepy. This again is another one that's in really nice shape. On the back, look at this great mass gathering.
It's like a bunch of people, it's like Biden's cabinet.
Yep.
And then look at this from boom, there we go. 1991 Marvel the Year in Review. Oh, I bet you guys are just drooling to get a look at this one, aren't you? But this is kind of cool. Sometimes they did stuff that was funny, like look, this is trying to be like make a funny ad on the back, but it's kind of
Yeah.
How about the Marvel Holiday Spectacular with the Green Hulk and the Red Hulk right there underneath the Christmas tree? These must have come out of dollar bins, right? Or I'm guessing these came out of a dollar. This came from a dollar bin. I would never have bought it.
I've never seen that.
But this I bought off the stand brand new because I was really into this rock and roll thing and this band, The Who, and this movie. And this was put out by Marvel Magazines, and it's great. It's like an entire whatever it's a photo thing of the whole movie. So you get to see the whole movie in photographs. And it's kind of cool if you like The Who. And then this will be the last one for now. This was a really great issue of Bizarre Adventures. You remember this issue, you guys? A hard look at the
Yeah.
So this was like a step outside what they would typically be doing, right? Sometimes what they were doing was kind of boring. But this particular issue had a bunch of hits. It just, a lot of the stuff that was in here actually was landing, and it's really good. But
Is that the one that has Dr. Death?
What's that?
Is that the one that has Dr. Death, Kip and Muffy?
Yeah, I was just there. That's what I almost pulled up to show you guys.
Yeah, I love that.
This is it right here. The first thing I went to. I was going to show it, but then I thought maybe I better not show this, and I'll just recommend it. So this is a great story in here, like Paula was saying, and then there's a couple other memorable stories in here that are worth checking out. And in a way, it reads like an underground, right? It's kind of Marvel's being kind of edgy with this right here. Thanks for watching, guys.
Oh, thank you, Mar. That was great.
Great stuff, buddy.
They did another violence issue of Bizarre Adventures, but in a smaller comic format. But it had a Santa Claus skeleton on the cover.
Yeah, that was the last
I
issue.
remember that one. Yeah, I don't have that one, but I remember seeing it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is Jambo time.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got a few books I had out Monday night. I was on the No Faces chat, and we were showing a few cover artists that might get neglected a little bit, like Dick Giordano.
Oh, that's beautiful. Who is that?
Giordano.
Oh, that's Dick Giordano?
Yeah. Yeah.
That looks like it was a Flash Gordon story, and then they lost the rights to Flash Gordon, and they used it anyway and probably changed the names.
It does. And usually in these books like this, they're anthologies, but this was just one whole story in this book, so it was pretty cool.
Cool. I've never seen that. I got to look for that.
And there's another Dick Giordano.
Wow.
Spoiler alert, the girl's a robot.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I thought those were tattoos. Looks like a lot of girls today have tattoos all over.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What about had some Hulk magazines out.
Number 1.
Yeah. And number 2.
Very nice.
Here's number 3. The Return of the Metal Master. And this one's a little worn. I read it a few times. I think there's a wizard that ends up putting the brain of Banner in the body of the Hulk to use him to fight somebody for him. So I guess that was the first Professor Hulk, maybe. I think that's Jim Starlin, I believe.
That's just one of my all-time favorite covers. But there's so many great covers in this series. But I love
Right.
this. Yeah.
He gave the Hulk shark teeth. How do you make the Hulk look more fearsome? Give him shark teeth.
I love how he there.
The cool thing about this, it was set in the 60s, and then when the TV show came on, they changed it to a color book and set it in the 70s, and it wasn't as much fun. But
no, I love it. They've got them frozen in the block of ice on that one cover, and they're carrying them.
Yeah, I got that one too.
Oh,
number 8.
Who's the artist on that?
Ken Barr.
Oh yeah, I never got that one.
Next one is my favorite one. It's Earl Norham doing the cover here on this one.
And right there, that might have been the first one that I saw. It was either this one or the other one that I just remarked were the first. What made me buy these?
Right. You see the original Avengers on there. Yeah, it was really cool.
And it's like a 2 or 3 part story, or it kind of spans even farther. And you've got that weird little alien chick that's like a robot. I forget her name. Remember all that? And it was good.
Yes. Yes.
I don't mean to be sexist, but I question the Wasp's ability to hold up her end of that ice block. Just saying.
Hold it. Can we look at that again? Can we see
It
how
was on her? Well, she had Thor on her side there.
He doesn't look like he's putting a whole lot of effort into it.
He's not worried too much, is he? Yeah, what does the Hulk weigh? About 1,000 pounds, 1,200 pounds? It's pretty heavy, right?
Factor in the ice.
Yeah, there you go. Nice Tales of the Zombie. Cool covers on those. This is one of my favorite covers from this run. John Buscema doing a painted cover, so can't go wrong.
Strategically placed steam.
Yes, I hated that steam, but yeah. Good cover nonetheless.
It always seems to be right in the wrong place.
Doesn't it have like blood spray on that cover coming from the girl? If you get in a close up of it.
You're right. Look at that.
Yeah. That was kind of disturbing.
You can't see it on my camera, but yeah, it is red there.
I have that one, and I didn't notice that. I just showed that.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the girl's been hit. It's kind of horrifying.
Yeah, she took a bullet there. Well, you can see the ape in the background shooting at her there.
Did she get shot at the end of the movie?
Nova? No, I don't think Nova got shot, did she? She ended up blowing up when they destroyed the planet, right?
Yeah.
But is that supposed to be from the Planet of the Apes? I think that's some other story that's illustrating, because the girl's blonde.
It was. It says 6-part adaptation of the Planet of the Apes. So this must have been toward the end of the story.
Yeah,
I guess there were other stories in there.
Right.
Yeah, there's another story going on in there, another episodic story.
Let's see what else, guys. We got a copy of Jambo #1 there. It's a facsimile, I guess, is what we call them these days. But yeah, it's nowhere near the size of Jambo comics. The originals were tabloid size. So.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And I did have a few of these out showing some Maurice Whitman. So
wow,
might as well let you guys see them too.
That's fantastic. It's an upside down cover. She's completely upside down.
Yeah. So it looks like she's cheering or something there, right?
Yeah,
Like
you could turn that into a cheer. Micah could turn that into a cheerleader cover.
Maurice Whitman, one of my favorites.
You guys know about the George Wilson book coming out?
No.
There's
Who's doing that?
I honestly don't know, but you could probably contact Kevin and he could order it for you. It's maybe coming out in October, maybe. I don't know. It's a coffee table book about George Wilson and has a lot of his art.
Micah, did we lose you again?
Oh.
Maybe we did.
You sure did.
Oh. Who wants to go next?
I guess that's Eric Breen.
Aha.
All right. We'll start with a couple things that came out today. It was the 6th and final issue for now of Nightclub. That was the book that Mark Miller was doing that was $2, but this is a double-sized finale. So it's double-sized, but it's the price of actually $4 be cheap for a new comic today. Here's Elvira Monsterland number 3. This just continues to be a fun series. In this issue, she keeps finding herself in horror movies. This issue was American Werewolf in London, and not just horror movies. She found herself in Teen Wolf and things like that. It's fun.
Oh.
Vampirella versus Superpowers, issue 3. When they draw her with her hair down, you can't see the stupid pointy ears that they put on her.
Yeah, what is up with that?
I don't know. It's not a bad series, but I mean, it's like I said when I was commenting on one of Gratu streams. It's not even Vampirella. It's like this reference is dated, but when you used to use the search engine. By the time you got to page 5, it had nothing to do with what you were looking up. That's kind of where Vampirella is now, the way people write her. Then the last days of Lex Luthor. Heard a lot about this. Mark Waid has left his Insanity. He's checked that at the door, and Brian Hitch is a heck of an artist, and Kevin Allen, takes him a month to spell his name, so I'm not sure what he did in this, but I haven't seen his name in a while. But if you love this, it's considering all the shit art that we have out there in comics, it's pretty good stuff.
Not many words, but
there's some words for you.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the art's not too bad.
Well, Brian Hitch is very good. And I said he's kind of learned how to draw through Alan Davis, and I think he's actually a little better. But anyway, it's the end of the stuff I got at that show about now 2 months ago. That's Millie the Model.
That's neat.
I never see these, so I had to grab this. Monkeys number 5.
All right.
Yeah, you never see those. Because of all the monkey collectors, it was like the same reason you don't see Tiger Beat magazine, right? Because those girls bought them up like 20 or 30 years ago, right?
I ordered a couple of fossils. I see they made it.
Yep.
Nick Fury number 5.
Oh,
Nice.
And Hans knew I was about to show these. You'll suck to you. Here's a Gene Colan cover of Secret Hearts.
Oh,
beautiful.
And I believe it's another Gene Colan. Go checks.
He's always wetting that whistle, man.
Wow.
All right, so let's enough of this romantic dribble. Here, have some war.
Oh.
Let's see, and then how about some time travel?
Yeah. Nice.
And some Mariner. Always like that cover. Now, I just want to think this was $5, and I was like, why? And it's got to be missing half the pages. It actually wasn't for some inexplicable reason. It's not in great shape. This is issue number 6.
Wow.
Holy.
I mean, all the pages are there, so it's should be a pretty good
Man.
deal.
Good deal for you, buddy.
Tales Suspense number 60.
Nice.
And this was my find of the day, I think, because this is one that I really missed not having anymore.
Oh, wow.
It's the second cover appearance not in one of his own titles, and it's had $200 on it. And the guy looks at it. You know, I heard him dealing with somebody else. I said, "Yeah, there were 2 of these together." So I put them together and said, "You do anything on either one of these?" And I said, "I'll take the one in lesser grade because they were about maybe a half a grade apart." He goes, $100? And I go, "I can do that." And this one, he had 100 on, and he took 50 for this.
Oh,
Nice, man. Half price.
That
Beautiful.
even my public school math was able to figure that.
Yeah.
And that's the same guy that I bought those 2 Green Hornets from that I showed last week or 2 weeks. Yeah, last week. Guy was willing to deal. So this, I believe, I think was $5 because it was at a half off booth.
Wow.
What does the stamp say?
Briscoe Cook, and then the rest of it's faded. And let's see, I know this was 5.
Cool.
As was this. I found this booth later. Quirks. Found this booth after I'd already spent too much, and I had to put back Tales of 93. I think that's one with the Silver Surfer where he's pulling the Hulk.
Yes.
And I'll never see it for that price again, but I'd already spent too much money.
What show did you go to, Eric?
It was the one at Wright State that's 4 times a year.
Oh, okay.
And last but not least, a little more romance for you.
Oh,
That's a good cover.
Teaser, man.
That is it.
Fantastic. We
good
welcome
stuff, buddy.
Howler Mouse and Captain Strange Life have slipped in the back door. Nice to see you guys.
All right. Good to be here. A
And
little late, but I couldn't help it. You know, my wife's been making me do a lot of things I don't want to do.
okay.
Good to see everybody. What's up?
All right.
All right. Speaking of seeing you, we're going to see you, Howler.
Oh, okay. Shiva, I want to put the cat down.
Oh, look at the pussy.
Yeah, this is Shiva.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael.
She got very affectionate right when I got down here. So we were out all evening. That's why I'm late. And apparently she missed us. I'm going to put you down. It's going to happen. Yes. Okay.
Wait a second. You might want to choose a different phrase.
Who, me?
Put you down.
No, Tim. I'm going to put her down.
Well, I said.
All right. Well, I just got a stack here. I didn't have time to really organize or fix my hat or nothing. But anyway, I don't know if you guys are fans of old Johnny Quest,
Yes.
or Adult Swim or the Venture Brothers. But I got this is it. This is the final thing they're going to put out of the Venture Brothers. This is the movie that came out today or yesterday, I think. Today, I think. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. So, yeah, this is the 2-hour thing. They got canceled back in 2020. So they got one last hurrah. So they got a little movie out today that you can go get at Walmart or whatever and stuff. But this is it. I don't know if anybody else. I've watched Venture Brothers from day one back in 2023. Let me fix that. It's getting on my nerves. But yeah, I've already checked out some clips and stuff. So you know, if you like, if you got a sense of humor, but this is set in the world of like Johnny Quest. Johnny Quest actually shows up, and people from those old cartoons show up. And they don't. You got to have a sense of humor. You're going to think they're being disrespectful. It's pretty bad. Then I found this. I had to get this. A Dragnet little novel here.
Is that a Whitman book?
No.
No.
Wait. Let me look. Authorized. Yeah, it is a Whitman. It is a Whitman. Yeah. Authorized edition with some great sketch stuff on the inside.
Right. Yeah, I love those books.
Found it for $1. So.
Oh man,
that's good.
Had to get that. And then I found this yesterday, and Charlton 66. I immediately texted him after I bought this. He's my go-to guy for Doc Savage. I didn't even know they made this, and apparently they just made one of these. But I found this Gold Key Doc Savage book with a beautiful cover on it. And it does wrap around. On the inside, the art is lacking, but I think this is from 66 or 68.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nice
I'm
one.
real happy to find that.
Nice.
I liked Doc Savage, but Steve's the one that made me really like Doc Savage, you know. I'm always getting this for $1 a piece. Mortal Hulk, another issue here. The Abominations in there. I'll grab those all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of going through my collection, and I'm trying to get all my EC reprints and stuff together on one shelf. And I didn't have as much as I thought, so I'm always trying to pick up more of these. This is from the 90s series where they were reprinting some of this stuff. So yeah, EC Weird Science Fantasy, and I mean I don't have to tell anybody here, man. This is, I think this is like the epitome of comics. Everything they were doing in the 50s with this stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
From the artist to the writing. 2 records I found. I couldn't believe that I found this one. The record is actually in great shape, and it's from Peter Pan. And for people that aren't into vinyl, Peter Pan records, like when I was a kid and stuff, these were for kids, so it's hard to find the actual record in good shape because, you know, we threw them across the room when we were done and got another one. You know, we didn't know. But I found a little Fred Flintstone meets the Weevil Primeval and Ghost Chasers, 2 stories. So I found this I've already done a little gluing, fixing the cover back up and stuff, but the vinyl itself is actually really good. I think I got this for $5. I think I got both these for, I can't remember if it was $5 for the 2 records or $7. But this one cracks me up. For you guys that had MTV back in the 80s, the original Julie Brown from 1984, her vinyl. And from this record, you got her TV show in the later 80s. The movie Earth Girls Were Easy, because that's on here. Because I'm a blonde, I like them big and stupid, and everybody run because the homecoming queen's got a gun. And her show was awesome. I actually had a girl, probably led to me like her breaking up with me, because we'd be hanging out at her house, and then the Julie Brown show would come on after remote control, and I would like kind of ghost her out to watch the show. I mean, you know, it was only 30 minutes. So yeah, I was real happy to find this. I didn't even know this existed.
She was sexy. She was funny and she was sexy. I remember.
Yeah, she was awesome. Yeah. I'm trying to think. There's an episode where I think she actually got Madonna on her show or something, or somebody. She got somebody on there, and they went along with the gag. I'm collecting these. I have number 1 and number 6. I don't know if I've talked about this book on the show, but I'm getting this because I'm curious. It's called Nevada, and it's about a showgirl in Las Vegas. Earth Girls Are Easy was hilarious, yeah. But this is, and can't get that glare on here, but anyway, it's an ostrich that she's riding, and a Las Vegas showgirl. And I think, you know, if you do Howard the Duck, the Steve Gerber 70s series of Howard the Duck, he was having some problems keeping deadlines. So he wrote this prose issue, like I think it was around issue 17 or something. And then it was all double page splashes by a different artist to make a deadline. And in it, he mentions a showgirl in Vegas with an ostrich somewhere in the story. So 20 years later, he does the story at Vertigo because of popular demand. Apparently, from what I heard, people were always like, you ever going to do that story? So he did it. So this is actually an extension of Howard the Duck in a different company from the 90s. I love stuff like that. I kind of got this. I'm just going to put this with my who's, my reference material and stuff, but it's a special preview issue from 1993 which I can't believe is 30 years ago now. But this is Razor Line, the preview issue where Clive Barker got a whole line of comics at Marvel for himself. and it goes through what they are. And I think one book where it's a little bit popular, and it was because of this line that I think the guys who wrote The Matrix did one of these books, and they met the artist who was doing Spider-Man, I think, there for half a minute, and they went on to do the Matrix movies, So, yeah, this ended up sort of being like just a place for some people to hang out and go do other things. All right, got this. I'll pick these up all day long. 50 cents, All-Star Comics Justice Society. This booth and an antique. These are all mixed up, but this is part of the antique shop stuff where the guy had 50% off. So, yeah, got a great issue of All-Star Comics from the 70s. Paul Levitt's writing, and I don't think Wally Wood is on this anymore. You guys know what was going on with Power Girl and Wally Wood every month. They were growing her boobs bigger every month, waiting to see how long it took the editor to notice. So that's how Power Girl ended up being infamous for her bosom there, right? This is an exclusive here because when I did my show on Sunday showing my new comics G-Mart haul, I didn't show this one. I don't know why. But this is Batman The Adventure Continues, Season 4, which was great because it's got Paul Dini on it. Don't get me wrong. He was... Bruce Timm, Paul Dini, they were over the Batman animated series in the 90s. Well, they got apparently a series of books coming out, given other seasons. But I got this for the awesome Man-Bat Brian Poland cover. I'm not going to read the comic, but look at that cover. Hopefully it's showing up. Brian Boland's just amazing. Yeah, that should be a poster. Oh, we'll skip some of this. Did you guys know Wesley Snipes was making a comic?
No.
Yeah, he's making a comic. Apparently, they're bringing in Keanu Reeves to make a comic, and then Wesley Snipes made a comic, and somebody else is making a comic right now. But anyway, it was called Exiled, and I must have hit the wrong buttons ordering these online because I got issue 1 and 2, and the only one I wanted was the Blade Runner cover. That's the only reason I wanted that. This number 1 is a Blade Runner variant, and Blade Runner is one of my that may be my very top favorite movie. I don't know. And then we got Lady Rawhide, and I would have bought this in the 90s if I knew that it was Esteban Maroto doing the art on this. This is fantastic. I think this is the Esteban that was doing some Vampirella stuff in the 70s. So Topps Comics started, you had the good girl invasion trend going on in the 90s. I got a Wizard special where it's just pages and pages of what they were doing. So this is in the Zorro's universe. This is Lady Rawhide that they stuck in the Zorro universe.
I think there's an adult version of that, isn't there?
I think so.
I have the adult versions of it. I can't show it here, but
you're right. I'm thinking it was Lady Rawhide. This obviously isn't it. It's Topps Comics, so I don't know. Yeah. I didn't really get into this stuff, in the 90s. Let's see what we got here. I tell you what, I'll stop right there, and I'll have enough for one more round. So I don't want to keep talking and stuff.
Okay, looks like we're going to head over to the captain and be alert, Jambo. As you can see, I've crashed again. But
okay,
let's see what we got here. I got a Fawcett comic. I don't know if I don't think I showed this before, but Funny Animals number 40 from 1946.
Nice.
They got some great ads in here, but I don't want to go through the whole thing with the ads. But let's see here. I got something from my buddy Leo at Time Travel Comics. He picked this up for me because he knows I love the jukebox covers. So we got Laugh Comics number 43 from 1951. Bob Montana on the cover.
Nice.
And there's a few other ones. I was looking for once I saw this, when you gave me this, I was looking for my other ones with jukebox covers, but I couldn't find them all. But I did find this Archie one. It's missing a nice chunk up here, but there's a jukebox in the back, probably from the
cool.
Late 60s, I would say. And then here's another Archie 130.
I've been finding a lot
automatic
of
jukebox.
Yeah. I've been finding a lot of Archies from the 60s and stuff around here. I'm going to have to pull the trigger on them.
Then I have a photocopy issue of Teenage Romances because I can't find the original. That very, very expensive. And if you look at the cover, you can see why.
Yeah. It's Baker, right?
Is that a Baker cover?
Might be.
You could be right. I don't even know.
Those.
Let me. It's not going to say on the inside, but I just wanted to pull it out so you can see it better.
Maybe.
Yeah, you'll never get Ann back. That little cheat will do anything to hold Dick. And then down at the bottom it says, "Did I give my lips too freely?" I mean, it could have been worse. The wording in the balloon could have said, "She'll do anything to kiss Dick."
Well, hold it. It's not exactly G-rated there.
Oh boy. I mean, these things are expensive, man. What issue is this again? I didn't even tell you what issue number it was. It's number 9 from 1950. So finding this thing for under $1,000 is probably impossible. Then I picked this up I was at Half Price Books, and I was able to get another I already have a copy of this, but for $12.99, and then I got 20% off by Ron Gillard, 50 Years of American Comics.
Nice.
Yeah, this is a great book, but it's not entirely accurate. You know, he does mention in the book first appearance of Sheena was in Jumbo Comics.
Yeah.
Number 1 in 1939, which is not true because the first Jumbo Comics was in 1938.
Yeah.
In September 1938, and that's not even the first appearance. The first appearance was
right. British newspaper, right?
British tabloid.
Yeah.
And that was number 46, and that came out in January 1938. And
yeah, it was. Yeah.
And if I'm right about this, I think those British tabloids with the cartoons and comics, they usually came out a few weeks early, not 2 months like they did here, but maybe 3 or 4 weeks ahead of time. So that would mean that first appearance was actually in December of 1937. And I do see a lot of conflicting, history on that wherever you go on the internet, different sites and different books. Some saying their first appearance was in 1937, some saying it was 1938, but in Jumbo Comics here in the United States it was January 1938. September 1938. But he's got that all wrong. The date's all wrong on that. And there were a few other things in here, but I don't want to get into all that. But it's other than that, it's a pretty damn good book. If you go to Half Price Books, man, you can find these, pick them up.
Yeah.
Then I also, where else did I go? I got this at Half Price Books, $2.99.
All right.
It's a Wonder Woman 4-inch action figure, $2.99. And I got this for $3.99. This is Thunderbirds.
Oh yeah, here we go.
I'm gonna take it out of the box. Let me get it out of there. Let's see.
Oh yes.
It's nice for $3.99. And I've seen these on eBay. One guy was trying to had a price up there for $49.
Wow.
$49 he wants for this. I was laughing my ass off. I got this for $3.99 at Half Price.
Straight from Tracy out.
It's got a nice box with a background of the base, the Thunderbird base. So I was happy to see that. Sometimes I go there a lot of times, and for months and months, maybe even a year, I can't find nothing there. And then all of a sudden, one day, I'll just decide, I'm over at Panera Bread with the wife. We're having some tuna sandwiches and coffee, and the half-price books is right there. I'll decide to go in there, and this is what I find. Anyway, then I went over to Target. They had 75% off. Pick this up for $6, $5.99.
Nice.
And they only had 3 of them, so I bought all 3. I mean, because I figured, coming up, on August 6th is 14 years that I've been on YouTube, so I'll talk about that maybe later. And I wanted to do something special, have a giveaway of some comics and action figures and things like that. And another thing, what I just found down here, I don't think I've ever showed this before, but this is an old action figure that I've had packed away in boxes. It's got some damage on the face. But this is, I think this is from Spider-Man number 46 or something like that. The first appearance of the Shocker.
Shocker, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
I think
cool. It's a 2-pack. That's nice. It's the Shocker.
Yeah, I got a beat up copy of that book. He's got a V on the buckle. So when it hit the internet, they were like, he probably was originally called the Vibrator. I'm like,
Vibrator. This is from 2003, and it's been packed away for a long time. But anyway, I had that. So I'll leave it there and let somebody else go. Maybe I'll find something for a second round. I don't know. Unless you want me to talk about Medicare.
Well, we might have to go into the stall mode here because I'm guessing our host might have crashed again.
This is cracking me
Okay,
up.
yeah, I've
tell you
not been
about
paying
Medicare.
attention. Who's next? Who wants to go next?
Because never mind. Never mind. I got a couple of boxes of stuff here that I got from my Social Security, what do you call it? Medicare supplement. They give me like $50 a month and free anything over the counter that you can find in any pharmacy. They'll have in their own pharmacy, and I get $50 a month on that. So I was saving or $60 a month. So after 3 months, I had like, $180 all of a sudden. So I just started buying all. You can get your vitamins, you can get your back supports and pillows, all sorts of stuff. And I don't even have to pay for the insurance. I got the insurance completely free.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah. So anyway, any of you guys need advice on something like that, I can help. And let me know.
If you're in Virginia, I can help you too. I know Virginia Medicaid. It's part of my job. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you. Yeah.
Okay. So well, some of us might be approaching that age. Who knows? We're all getting older.
I know.
Not getting younger, that's for sure. Paulo, did you have more stuff you were?
No. I just wanted to see if I could still till the end, but
Okay. Stick around till the end.
It is 2:30 in the morning, though.
Meyer or Gratu, one of you guys want to go?
Well, I'm back if you can't see me.
I'll go.
Okay.
Hey, look at John Cena up in the corner.
All right, here's a Swamp Thing figure from 1990 when they put out this Swamp Thing cartoon.
Yeah, I'm about to sing the theme song. This is the tune of
Go like this. His arms go up and down like that. Now, this figure has a really strong glow-in-the-dark feature. So all of this portion under here, well, the whole thing is glow-in-the-dark plastic, but the dark green is paint over the top. But this is this is like 30 years old, but it's really strong glow-in-the-dark still to this day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, here's another figure from this line. This is the best figure from this line. It's called the Snap Up Swamp Thing. Do you remember this one, Howler?
Yeah.
I'm afraid
You
to
pull
ask
the
what's going to
string,
happen.
and then the whole thing just goes limp. Like the whole swamp thing is just like hanging here. Then you push this button on his back, right?
Oh wow!
And he
It's
swap.
nice and stiff again.
Oh,
Oh.
Gotta give him time. Gotta give him time.
there you go. Then he snaps up. He just snaps right back. Anyway, that's that.
That's pretty
Then
cool.
we got a couple other old vintage action figures. Here's Rambo from the Rambo cartoon, really.
Yeah,
Rambo.
my wife, I introduced her to the Rambo movies about 2 years ago. She never saw any, and she now refers to him as John. She calls him by his first
She
name.
just calls him
That's
by
John
his
to
first
her.
name basis with them.
Yeah, like they're friends. So, old John, he just wanted to eat.
Here he is when he did something on the cartoon called the Freedom Force, and now he had a whole other whole thing going.
The Force of Freedom, Rambo and the Force of Freedom.
Yes.
And they had guns and never killed anybody. Quite unlike the movies.
Yeah.
I saw an Epic Illustrated logo by there.
Yeah, that's what's next. What's next is Epic number 3. Now this is not only is this epic, but it's actually epic. Now what's epic about this is inside this issue is the first installation of the P. Craig, Mutt Russell, Roy Thomas adaptation of The Dreaming City by Michael Moorcock.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Let's look at that real quick. So in epic number 3 is when this starts, and it's just incredible stuff, right? It's all good. And then a little bit further in this issue, so you get Jim Starlin doing Dreadstar, but then the good stuff that you get back again is you get this Almeric, which is an adaptation of a Robert E. Howard story, and it's also really good in here.
Wow.
And then here's an issue of Eclipse magazine. Now, all of this that's happening at this time is kind of, I think, in response to the success of heavy metal, right? Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this cover right here reminds me of a story I want to tell you guys about Instagram. So, on Instagram, how the algorithm will feed you things? For the past couple days, the algorithm has been feeding me those professional industrial grade hot dog cooking machines, the ones with the stainless steel metal rollers. There's like 5 metal rollers and like 12 hot dogs cooking at once, and then they got the 7 one with the 7 metal rollers that look just like the ones at 7-Eleven, right?
Yeah,
but that's like right in my feed. And so for a couple days, and so today I look a little closer, and so then I see it says $82.99, and so I'm like, $82.99. I could have a professional grade industrial hot dog roller in my house for $82.99, and they got my click. So then I clicked and I realized, they're feeding these industrial grade hot dog machines to anybody over 55. Any dude over 55 is going to feel like, I can cook 24 hot dogs at once in my kitchen and it's $83. I'm clicking on that, right? So that felt like a stooge.
Oh, man.
So let's go to Spirit number 1. So this is great stuff right here. Spirit by One. We're going to fly through these because they're just beautiful and they're great.
Yeah, those were real good.
Oh, I'm gonna have to dig mine out. I know I don't have number 1. I got that one. Yeah.
These used to be like just like nobody else really seemed to want these. That's why at first I thought they were something odd, like something almost underground, like only a college student would want to read this.
There's one that's got I showed it years ago on a video. I'm gonna dig it out. It's got Richard Corbin art and all these all these major artists came
cover.
on
Yeah.
and did some art in one of them. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Let's breen. Let us breen, shall we? Here's
there you go.
Something happened here. I guess that they wanted to do this thing where Howard the Duck was a more adult thing in the magazine, right?
Yeah.
Also, they were punishing Steve Gerber.
Yes.
For the lawsuit.
And again,
Nice.
That Rampaging Hulk, if you look at the first issue and the last issue, it's got Walt Simonson doing that inner sleeve, sort of I don't know if it was an intentional bookend or not, so I've never seen that. What is that?
what happened? And we'll end with Rip-Off Comics with this Gilbert Shelton cover. It says rock and roll.
Wow.
Wild. Very wild.
All right.
Okay, can everybody see me?
I don't know if Mike is still in. Gratu, you ready to go?
Sure.
Okay.
Unless Micah wants to go.
Micah, are you in?
I thought I was.
There we go.
There we
You
go.
guys see me? Can Jambo see me?
Okay.
All right, I'll make this quick. Here's Dinky Duck number 3. He's fallen in love with the decoy. He's being laughed at. Nice friends. Another football cover.
Good old Bugsy.
And, of course, he was making advancements towards Petunia. And got a black eye.
Petunia never got enough love in the real world.
No.
That's kind of weird. A pig and a rabbit.
Well, I grew up on a frog and a pig. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Got Yoda out of it. But yeah.
How often do you see Homer Pigeon? What a great name.
Charlie Chicken. Charlie Chicken.
Yep. Come here.
Those damn kids, man.
Oh, there we go. Oh, wait.
Andy Panda. That's Walter Lanz, isn't it? Andy Panda?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
And this one had 8 Ball.
Oh. That and Dinky Duck.
Be right back.
All right. I'm making it quick because I'm probably going to crash again for the 14th time tonight. So let's see. Gratu, would you like to go?
Sure.
All right.
Here's Eerie number 2, which is really Eerie number 1 because the first issue was just an ash can that was used to secure copyright of the name, so Eerie Publications would stay in its place, basically. But in the 60s, Creepy and Eerie looked very different than the 1970s version, which was artists from Europe or the Philippines. They were still trying to look a little more EC-like with some of there were different editors at the time. And James Warren kind of demanded that there be more classic monsters so, he wanted to see vampires and Frankenstein monster type things. Here's issue 3. These Frazetta covers were reused multiple times. This image was redone in the 70s. Sometimes they'd redo it on Creepy, or then this image was like juxtaposed with another Frazetta painting on one annual.
Wow.
What was his name? Uncle Ernie? Uncle Eerie?
Eerie.
Eerie. Uncle Eerie? Yeah.
Cousin Eerie. And Uncle Creepy.
Cousin Eerie, yeah.
There's a Frazetta ad, anti-smoking ad.
Pretty nice.
But these are wonderful time capsules, and get a Frazetta poster of Uncle Creepy.
Oh, that's
for
cool.
Blazing Combat. Then number 4 has a gray Morrow cover. But I don't know if these have gone up in value. I mean, there were huge warehouse discoveries, that were left over from Warren's warehouse.
When was that? How long ago was that? The warehouse discovery?
It was in maybe late 80s, early 90s. I'd see piles of these at conventions, but I guess that was a long time ago in a way, but that still means that the market is flooded with these, and I don't know that there's much demand for these. I mean, I mean, the average person that goes in a comic store, they're not looking for these.
When we bought our old manager's set, the early issues flew.
Did they? Well, maybe.
I would think, any of the Frazetta covers would still demand a premium.
Well, yeah, the Frazetta, sure, yeah. I still think that that the market's just going to fall out of all comics in a few decades because there's just no replacement for the comic collectors. I mean, the kids don't care about this.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's going to be. We won't be around in 40 years. But this is the Rook magazine we were talking about.
Yeah, I got some of those somewhere. Yeah,
it really is great. This is the first issue of the wonderful Richard Corbin cover. Those barcodes. But it's I thought it was one of the, because there were all these Eerie changed actually in the 70s from being a creepy like horror comic to being a superhero, like a weird superhero book, and it had all these continuing stories of these characters. His one of this guy here was his like great grandfather that was supposed to die at the Battle of the Alamo, but he and his robot companion, as I recall, my memories may be a little bit shaky, but they rescued him from the Battle of the Alamo, and it doesn't really affect time because he was supposed to die there then anyway. It's just really cool stuff. Let's see if you get into these later 70s Eerie books. They have like these characters. This is kind of like a Jonah Hex kind of character, except he's a little more messed up. But they had a lot of heroes and they had continuing stories. So just picking up an issue. This was Paulo could probably tell us about this European character that was brought over, and then they reprinted it later on and like totally changed all the dialogue. So it was like
it's Spanish, it's Esteban Moroto.
Yeah. Anyway,
from what I remember from looking it up, because you asked about it once, I believe it was supposed to be a newspaper strip.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. How about we go back to Howler?
Yeah. My wife's upstairs in bed waiting on me. I still got to shower and I guess go to bed. But yeah. So anyway, found this. I think a lot of the stuff, like I said, it comes from this guy that's selling stuff for 50 cents a piece. Believe it or not, this came to like $1, and that's why I was laughing. I had to make sure it was in the stack. But yeah, this is 1962, I think, around number 87. Or I've had it. I already looked it up last when I got it. But anyway, I grabbed this one because it's thicker. They had several of them. Plus, it has Andy Panda and Space Mouse. I've got to check this guy out. I'm a sucker for those Mighty Mouse wannabes there. So got on eBay and I found a promotional poster, and I can't believe it's been 30 years. I just need the Kevin McGuire, Keith Giffen, Justice League promotional poster. And I might be happy and stop trying to get this stuff because I don't have enough wall for everything that I'm going to hang up. But you guys might remember this from Zero Hour, where you had all these different versions of Batman drawn in the style of the artist Neil Adams, Bob Kane, and all them with Superman. As Superman was talking to Batman, he was turning into some of these. You know what I'm saying?
Huh.
This was the promotional poster, but this was the magic. When you turn it around, they flip the script. You have John Byrne, Wayne Boring, Kurt Swan, Barry Kitson, Dan Jurgens. Yeah. All the Superman. They did the same thing with the Superman. So, yeah. So when I hang this, it's probably going to be on the Superman sides because I have like every time I see that.
Have Mullet Superman on there.
Mullet Superman was on there. Tom Grummett, yeah. The thing is that was probably challenging for him because Kurt Swan and Wayne Boring were probably like the Superman artists for like decades, or when you combine them. But anyway, catching up on Fables. I never finished Fables. I found this at Ollie's. This is the 21st trade. I think there was 22 or something, right? Actually, issue 150 is how far Fables ran, from 1 to 150, and they made 150 a trade all of its own. Then they brought it back this year for 12 issues, right? But I'm catching up on it, man. And this is probably going to move up to one of my like top 10 comics of all time. Bill Willingham really kept it going. I'm rereading around the issue 48 or 49, and they got Mowgli from the Jungle Book grown up, and he was raised by wolves. If you know the real story, and he's looking for Bigby Wolf, and he goes to Russia, spends a month there talking to humans. He's like, I'm doing this all wrong because Bigby Wolf is a huge wolf, from all the fairy tales. And so he decides to go into the mountains, and he ends up talking to a Russian wolf pack. And he's got to challenge the leader. So he's doing all this talking to the wolves, and then he shows up at midnight naked, fights the leader, gets stuck in a hospital for 2 weeks, and then comes back, and they finally tell him that, yeah, he was here. So, I mean, it's got like wolf fights and all. I mean, it's a really great story. There I am geeking out. This stuff reads better than what people can say, right? I grab anything Valiant that Jim Shooter worked on. This is probably my second or third copy of Magnus Robot Fighter #4. But it's got the coupons in it. If you remember, the first 4 or 5, 6 issues of all these books had coupons, and people would keep them out to mail them in and get a 0 issue. So I'm always looking for the ones with coupons in them. And then this was a nice little find. I got all these for $1.50 a piece, but it's a bunch of Whitman variants comics. Yeah, there's Ultra. If you know, some classic villains there. They're fighting. Ultra pops up. This is, I'm not going to go to this bottom shelf down here and pull it out, but this was the first comic I bought with my money. This was like my first purchase, and it confused me forever because it is a Whitman. These came in the 3 packs, but the Raven Drugstore that I got these at, these were 3 for $1 in a pack, but where they were 40 cents, the guy opened them up and sold them for 40 cents to make an extra 20 cents. Yeah. And I got a lot of these just with the newsstand edition that came out. And according to my app that I have on my phone, my collector's app, I have something like close to 500 issues of Legion of Superheroes, but it's still not correct. I don't think that counts all the trades and stuff that I have. First appearance of Infinity Man, if you're a Legion guy. And then this is a fun issue where Monel, action, adventure, young romance, all in Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. Warlord, I got someone. I'm definitely just going to go ahead and get the first 50 issues. I'm really close to having them all. Might as well just do it. I think that's the best one. And it blows my mind that in 79 and 80, before Teen Titans came out with Perez and Wolfman, Warlord was the #1 selling title at DC. Can you believe that? Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Warlord's #1. And then I might as well just finish this series. I tried to walk away, but these were all 50 cents. So I think Omega Men ran for 38 issues, and there's a lot of books that are kind of hot and kind of hard to get because of Lobo. The character Lobo, his first appearance was in the series, and he had some guest spots, and then I think around issue 37, he had his first solo story. So those are hard to get. So when I saw these 50 cents a piece, I just went ahead and grabbed them. And if anybody hasn't read Omega Man, I've read a handful of them. But if you look at the first issue, and by the time you get to the last issue, all the original characters are dead, and they keep getting replaced. They're not an actual team, you know. They're like the rebellion or something going on. And they had a lot of people coming in and working on these books. Joey Cavalera, Todd Klein, Doug Booch, Alex Nino. Alan Moore has 2 backup features in this issue and the one after it. You know, which read like 2000 AD sci-fi stories is how they read. So I think I need like 12 issues to have the complete series. And if they're going to be 50 cents a piece, I might as well just finish it up there. And I think we'll spare you guys there. That's about it. So, yeah.
Okay.
We're good. All right.
Hey, let's run over and see what the captain's up to.
Me? I don't know. I don't have too much more stuff to see. Let me see here. I did pick up all new Adventure Comics 427. It's got this great Venusaur cover. I like this.
That is awesome.
I'm not sure.
What number is that?
This is 427, and I think it's Louis Dominguez on the cover.
It will be mine. Oh, yes, it will.
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur. I think it's Louis Dominguez. Yeah, L.
He's a lucky man.
LD. It's Louis Dominguez. Yeah. Great. Then I saw this was on sale on Amazon, so I picked this up from action figure from Creep Show. It's kind of nice. Make it be a nice Halloween prop here. I love this. They got a Creep Show 3 now. I didn't even know a Creep Show 3 was out.
If you put a picture of that toy up on Instagram, you could play that song Mother-in-Law, right? Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah, right. Kind of looks like my mother-in-law, ex-mother-in-law. What else did I get here? Oh, I picked up, this is something I picked up for Christmas. The Nutcracker. I want to read this. This is supposedly done in the original style that with the original illustrations from 1816 by E.T.A. Huffman, a guy that inspired Edgar Allan Poe.
Nice.
E.T.A. Huffman, sometimes known as E.T.W. Huffman. But yeah, that's about all, really. I had to take my wife to the Home Depot to pick up a vanity that she's taken to Wisconsin, and it took up a lot of time. I had to get some other parts. They're replacing the vanity up there at the house in Wisconsin, and that's her family owns property out there, and so I'm trying to help with that. And then I couldn't get anything else together. I don't. Anyway, I think I'm pretty sure I showed most of this stuff here. I think I showed this, didn't I? Justice League 53. Did I show that last time? Maybe not. I don't know. I got another Justice League 53, another one. I don't know where I get all this stuff sometimes. Here's a House of Mystery number 127. What did I write on there? It's from 1962.
It's this mummies playing cards.
It sure looks like it. A lot of great ads in here again. There's a Baby Huey with a stamp date of 1966. Baby Huey and Papa, number 26 from 1966.
Oh, that's a great one. They're in space. And Baby Huey's relegated to just being out in space without any breathing apparatus or anything. He's just too big to fit inside the aircraft.
Yeah, he's like Superman. He's just a big fat duck, though.
Hey, Captain, you don't have any W. Gillis comics, do you?
Yeah, I do. I was just looking at him upstairs, as a matter of fact.
All right. Yeah.
I showed some of those before.
That's a very funny show. That show still really actually holds up. That show's funny.
Yeah, I've been watching it before I go to bed. Yeah, episode at a time again. Yeah, I get it now more than when I was a kid. A lot of stuff. Yeah.
I can't remember if I showed this or that. Neil Adams.
Daxamites tonight. Yes. Who was that? What was that? I mean,
Kill me before the demon in me takes over. Batman and Sergeant Rock. Neil Adams again. The Brave and the Bold, number 83, Neil Adams with Batman and the Teen Titans.
Mm-hmm. I think he just did the cover, though. Yeah.
What was that?
I think he just did the cover on that one.
No, he did the interiors. I don't think that's him on the cover.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it backwards. Okay. Yeah.
Number 82, Brave and the Bold. Yeah, that's signed by Neil Adams on the cover. The Sleepwalker. Oh, here's a kind of this character reminds me of something. Like Beast. Brave and the Bold, 81. Bork can hurt you. Man. Here's a detective, number 337. From 1965.
This is a great reading pile. Like the last 20 books you've gone through would be like that's perfect summer reading.
There's a Batman Annual, number 5. 80. Oh, what is the 80 pages, but I don't think it's an 80-page special. It's just
it's an annual.
That's just a Batman annual.
Yeah.
Those things are the best.
His 80-page giant number 5 is a Batman, but
right. Yeah. Sometimes I get confused with this. The Rip Van Batman. I always like this cover here where Batman gets punched straight out of the window of the hotel or wherever the hell he is. He takes a punch right in the kisser, goes flying out the window. And Justice League of America. This is a giant-sized Justice League. It's it's Justice League number 93. It's giant size. And that's about it. I just had these laying here, so I don't even know if I showed these before. But...
Great stuff, Captain. And we welcome Spinner Rack. Hello, Spinner.
Hey guys, Micah, do you have time for just one more short round?
We sure do. Go ahead.
I should have been here a half an hour ago, and I'll tell you what, I don't know if in your cities the mass transit is having problems, but it's having real problems here in Denver, and missed trains and early trains, what have you. But anyway, I did watch a little bit on the train, and Eric, this one's for you. I do have the original Tales to Astonish issue. I do not collect these variants very often, but this one really caught my eye. And I watched several auctions and just didn't want to pay what it went for. And then I finally found one that went pretty cheap. So there you go.
That's the facsimile, right?
Well, I guess it's a homage cover.
Oh, okay.
But it's a variant to Immortal Hulk, number 42.
Okay.
So I saw Dr. Silver Age is on, so a couple for him with a little go-go check action. I really like the colors in this.
Yeah, it's a nice copy.
And this is issue number 110. Some more go-go check action.
Oh, that's the good stuff right there. Yeah.
And then we have Little Strange Tales. This is issue 159. And then some Metal Man. This is issue, let's see, 27. And decapitation cover.
Now there are some floating heads.
Yeah. Yet another Metal Man. This is issue 16, I believe.
Oh, what was her name?
Great old books.
Artist? Was it?
Oh, I'm trying to think who it is between Platinum and 10. I can't think of her name. So
Some more Doom Patrol. Yet this is kind of I don't know whether you call it a decapitation or not. The guy's head comes right off.
if you're a Doom Patrol fan, I don't know to tell you to watch the show or not. They pull from Grant Morrison and all the eras, and then all of a sudden they'll have like a giant robot from the Silver Age.
Yeah.
Pop up. I mean, I've seen things that I was like, I never thought they would do it.
Completely moving to a different era.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Comics number 86. I think this might be the only issue of this book I have.
Yeah, because that's not Wonder Woman. Not Wonder Woman at all. Yeah.
But yeah, I really like the headband she's got on there. So
GGA.
and Wonder Woman fighting with a mummy.
You got to watch that Cleopatra.
Nice.
Because she caused a lot of problems back in the day.
Here is my copy of Detective 27 and a 9.8, I'm sure. Unfortunately, it's got this little box right there that kind of ruins the effect. And
Devil. Mark of the Devil.
I am going to, Captain, I'm going to brain you. Didn't you just show this?
Yeah, I think I just did.
So there you go.
Very nice. That's a lot nicer copy than mine. Very nice.
And here's another Brave and Bold. Yeah, and let me see. I got just a. These I got picked up pretty cheap, so I'm probably going to crack them open here. All of them well under $100.
They're what?
They're just begging to be cracked open.
I've still never seen someone crack one open on YouTube. I want to see it happen.
Well, you haven't been watching my channel then, because I've done several videos of
Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to see that.
Yeah, there's
some of them are real difficult. It depends on the taste, because they've got, I don't know what, 4 or 5 different variations of the cases. Some of the earlier ones are real easy, and some of the newer ones are kind of thicker and more difficult.
Interesting cover.
Let's see. Got 2 more here.
Ooh.
Bondage with the Batman in bondage there. And then I'll end with Hulk Batman. Dr. Silver Age probably likes the particular issue because it's got not only go-go checks, but a reference to the Hulk. So,
Batman turns into the Hulk there, kind of looks like.
anyway, all right, guys.
Nice stuff. Nice
That's
stuff.
good. Eric, did you have one more?
I do, if you got time.
You bet.
All right. Action Comics. Forgot what issue that was. Adventure 368. I think we saw one earlier today, but it's a different one. Air War Stories.
Oh.
This is just kind of a mix here. Avengers 45.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I like the green in that cover.
123.
Oh, just brought in Jambo. Don't worry about it.
213.
Oh, Yellow Jacket looks pretty worn out there.
Yeah,
It wouldn't have it.
Yeah, that's the infamous era of Yellow Jack. Yeah.
234. There's Avengers on the Late Night with David Letterman.
He even got the space teeth.
Yeah, and some go-go checks for Rod for Assistant Editors Month. There's 252. Yeah, this is that giant fist. That's one of the Blood Brothers. That's the reason why Iron Man 55 is so valuable, because it was their first appearance.
Exactly.
Well, except no other explanation.
That's right.
There's Batman 323.
My favorite Catwoman costume.
Tough to beat.
Hey.
Karloff 28.
The stuff from the movie.
56. And 36. Oh, I'm out of order. You're out of order. Brave and the Bold 87.
Nice.
And 94. Time to put all the grown-ups in concentration camps, I suppose.
What is it on there for adults only? What is
Yes. There's Bugs Bunny 88 from when they switched from Delta Gold Key and they were square bounds for the first month or couple months. It's one of those.
Very nice.
There's 101. So, Captain Marvel number 2.
Super Scroll.
And let's see. Yeah. I was trying to think of who the cover artist was. Some underrated genius.
There you go.
Come on, help me. Guys, we got to get one more of these. One for the road. And unless you drew a cover of Donald Duck, I'm out of ammo.
What the heck?
Let's see. Here's another Donald Duck album.
I was wondering if that romance comic with the go-go checks was one of the ones that Rod needs.
This is yet another Donald Duck album. And can't close with Eli Katz, but we can close with go-go checks. So there's
Yes, sir.
And that will do it.
Fantastic
Nice
stuff,
Eric.
Eric.
Good stuff.
Even that Gil Kane was pretty good. So.
Yeah.
Well, we lost Jambo, which is unfortunate because he is my backup, and I'm probably going to crash here in a few seconds. If I stop moving or stop talking, it'll take me about 40 seconds to get right back in there. Don't panic. But I must make an unhappy announcement that this time we're getting ready to go off the air. I've had a lot of health issues arise, and I'm going to have to be off work for a few weeks. And so we're probably not going to have a Graphic Man 4-Color Fossil show for the foreseeable future. Some of these fine gentlemen here can probably pick up the slack for you our devoted fans out there. But unfortunately, I cannot for a while at least. I am under a lot of crazy medication, and even just sitting here is kind of very difficult. So, but don't worry, I'm not dying or anything crazy like that. When I was at the lake, I had an open wound on my foot, and we think a lot of bacteria has got in and stirred up some cellulitis that I've always had. And they keep worrying that it's going to go to the bone, so I keep having to go and get x-rays all the time. And so I've missed a lot of work. But fortunately, I haven't crashed, and you guys can still hear me. But other than that, I'm doing good. But I get very little sleep at night, and just need to
Uh-oh. Start the countdown from 40.
39. 38.
Yeah, I got the message he sent me. I thought he sent it to somebody else too. What was happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There he is. He's back. Is he?
Yeah,
back?
and you see me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. About the time you came back, we were about to ask Eric to monologue.
Oh boy.
And I was ready.
In French.
Oui, oui.
Yeah. Eric had my speech all memorized. So, and of course, for Eric's knowledge, I will probably have to step aside from the Geeky Puppet Show for a little while as well. Basically anything. I'm probably just going to crash for a few days. So,
yeah, it's your health. You got to take care of that first.
I was on the phone earlier with Dr. Silver Age. He's going through a lot of procedures as well. So we both cried on each other's shoulder earlier today. It was really great. Thank you, Easy Comic Reader, and thank you all the ones. I'm probably missing a few because my internet's getting really bad. So, but anyway, I sure have enjoyed this show. A lot of great books, a lot of great art. Great stuff, gentlemen, and so many fossils. Metarod was there earlier, and Jambo, of course. So, unless anybody has any announcements, where they're going to be making appearances or anything like that, now's the time to do it.
My latest bitching about current DC on Thinking Critical videos should be out in the next couple of days. Just had a word or two about Hawk Girl #1. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything to most of the people here, but holy crap, was it bad. I told one thing. I said, yeah, I forgot to use this in the video. I said, I couldn't find a straight girl, but I did find Waldo.
Have they gotten rid of Hawkman?
Oh, in this series, Hawkman is with Hawkwoman again. So the Hawk Girl, they kind of separated the lore there, and now this series is just so some trans YA novelist can make her a lesbian. That's the sole purpose of this, and be with her other lesbian character from her other YA novels.
Is it Kendra a hot girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kendra has slept with her last man. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah. And the other one has what your boy Zach refers to as the mental illness haircut.
Oh yeah, well, it's every cliche in the book. You have plus size black lesbian couple, and it's with purple hair. Yeah,
I won't have to expand my YouTube experience, obviously. So
sad thing is, the artist would be good in any era, and he's wasted on this absolute piece of crap.
Yeah. Well, Joe Bennett is working for that Eric July guy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And so I'm going to start checking that out.
And the mainstream industry is just not happy.
Really?
Because he basically got kicked out of mainstream comics because he supported the conservative candidate for president of his own country.
Jesus Christ, man.
And apparently he put some anti-Semitic imagery in an Immortal Hulk, but not even sure if he knew what he was doing or if he was directed to do that. I don't know, but because I saw the interview where he was announcing that he was going to be working for Eric July, and he doesn't speak English, so I don't know how much he understands it either. So yeah.
I want to put out the call. I want to do a Legion of Superheroes like cast like this. So if anybody knows it, just give me a yell on Instagram and put something together. And Micah, I'm going to jump off here, man, but take care of yourself and please don't be a stranger.
All
send out
right.
updates and stuff. So.
You bet.
Later,
Tim.
Good time.
And we're glad Paulo's been able to hang out this long. It must be 4 a.m, right?
12 minutes past 3.
Yeah.
Oh, Friday I'm going to be on my usual spot on the Cavern of Chaos on Jared Osborne's show, and we will also be with our regular partner Wilson Ramos. Wilson, like Jared, is a former Marvel staffer, so they've got some inner knowledge, and I'll see if I can convince him to talk about Rob Liefeld. But since we also usually talk about Jared's purchases, and Jared never buys a Marvel in DC, but he hasn't bought a Marvel or DC since the 1980s, so it has nothing to do with the current output.
Paulo, what channel was that?
Jared Osborne.
Okay.
The show's called
Jared
the Cavern
Osborne,
of the show's called the Cavern of Chaos.
Cavern of Chaos. That's the YouTube name? Or what's the
Well,
YouTube name?
Jared Osborne.
Okay.
Yeah, Howler Moss was on there sometimes too.
Okay.
It's at 6 Eastern.
All right. Well, I guess if that's it, we will pull the plug. So glad everybody could show up. It was a wonderful night. And yes, Jared Osborne is a great guy. He even had me on there once. So he must have been drunk or something. So, all right. And on that cheerful note, yes. On that cheerful note, we will say goodbye and hang in there, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, kids.
All right.